So if you look at this diagram, we had discussed this during our session on 5G core and also 5G introduction. So let me quickly introduce to the different network elements. So we have UE, user equipment, that is mobile. Then we have base station, it is called G node B in case of 5G. And then we have a user plane function through which all the data traffic passes up to the data network. And then we have session management function which manages the session of the PDU session, which we'll talk about. And AMF is the core access and mobility functions for controlling the mobility and access of the UE. And UDM is unified data management, which contains all the subscriber profile and also profile of a data network. And PCF is policy control functions. So now let us look at the PDU session. So the series of connections from UE to Z node B to UPF and then finally to data network is called protocol data unit session in 5G, and all the data traffic flows through the PDU session. Now if you look at the PDU session, so PDU sessions are unique to the device, and we have to think about how different kind of quality of service will be managed for different applications or different requirements. So the PDU session will have QoS flow. So a particular type of traffic requiring a set of QoS quality of service like latency, or whether it's a guaranteed bit rate or it is a non-guaranteed bit rate, or what is the latency, is defined by a particular QoS flow ID. So it will contain the QoS flow ID. So the PDU session, the one PDU session created for an UE may contain one or more QoS flow ID. So when UE establishes a connection, it is assigned a default QoS flow, and the internet traffic or the service data flows will pass on through this QoS flow. And this is a default QoS flow. That means there's no specific QoS requirement. On the best effort basis, the quality of service will be provided. But in case UE requires a guaranteed bit rate or any other kind of QoS, so then within the same PDU sessions, there could be n number of QoS flow requiring different QoS value based on latency, priority, or the data rate will be created. So the UE would have n number of QoS flow within the same PDU session. So the PDU session can be established, can be modified, or can be removed basis of a QoS requirement in the user plane traffic.